Flatswood is back and he's asking the question if the final experiment was faking it and if they are ripping you off. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Heinrich, the real nuclear physicist. We are back with another work of art from Flatswood. He asking the question if the final experiment was faked and if they are ripping us off. Head down to the comments now and comment your favorite emoji if you think that Flatswood is just gonna lie in this video. Let's take it away, Flatswood.
Hey everyone! Well, some interesting news has come to light.
I have some very interesting news.
Shout out to Eddie Banjo for pointing this out. Why are they needing to fake things if they're really there filming something?
I'm very glad that you find this news interesting. Well, that question kind of answers itself. If they had to fake it, they probably weren't there. If they didn't have to fake it, they probably were. And guess what? They actually went, which means they didn't fake it.
Odd stuff. Anyway, let's see what is going on here.
Very odd stuff. But like I said, the chance of them faking it is almost less than zero.
I'd like to invite
Jonathan Morandi to come on.
Why would you feel the need to alter Will Duffy's voice to sound like a chipmunk? But great idea, let's use that trend.
Have someone grab his camera, and he'll go ahead and come on in and talk.
talk to everybody. So,
Whoa, what's
Hello
that?
from the South Pole.
Whoa, what's that? This point has already been debunked, and they do show later that he has a green patch on his jacket, and Will Duffy just forgot to remove his chroma key. Let's for instance say that you had a chroma key that was blue. If this gentleman would have stepped into frame and your chroma key was blue, his entire jacket would have seemed like a green screen. In fact, the entire sky would have seemed like a green screen. Now the chroma key is set to green, and now he has a green patch, so whoa, green screen busted. And if this truly was filmed on a green screen, then we would see TFE everywhere. The chroma key doesn't choose which parts it shows as green screen and which not. So this is a complete invalid claim.
Take this off. I can...
Why would he be having a green screen on in the South Pole, guys?
Like I just said, Will Duffy just forgot to turn off his chroma key from his streaming software. If you go back and look at every video that Will Duffy has posted before this, he's got the TFE in the background. And believe me, he does not have his wall painted to look like that. He's sitting in front of a green screen to have it appear behind him.
The question is, why will they need to use a green screen in Antarctica?
I have just answered that question. They did not need the green screen in Antarctica. In fact, there was nothing else green. If you go back and have a look, nothing is green there. Because guess what? It's classified as a desert. So if there's nothing green and you have your chroma key set to green and you just forget to turn it off, you won't realize that it's on until the moment something green appears on camera. Again, if they were to fake this and the green screen was on, then his jacket, the green on his jacket, would not appear like the TFE logo. It would appear like it was part of the background. It would seem that he has a hole in his chest and you could see the back of the mountains through him.
Duffy went live claiming to be midnight when in fact it was 9 p.m. at Union Glacier. Uh-oh. The guys forgot that Brazil is just a few hours behind and we can tell when it's midnight at Union Glacier or not. Uh-oh.
So I'm not sure what time zone Will Duffy is from, and not sure if he meant midnight in the time zone he's from or midnight at Union Glacier. Because remember, things like time zones exist.
Fake Flip went live when it was the real midnight at Union Glacier, 3 hours after Duffy claimed to be midnight at Union Glacier.
So when this guy went live 3 hours later at midnight at Union Glacier, was it dark? No, it was not. Why? Because it can't be dark in Antarctica during the summer in the south.
So, everybody, should we be trusting what's going on at TFE?
Well, what happened at TFE is a lot more honest than what's happening on your channel, Flatzoid. In fact, you lie on a daily basis, because if you truly think that the earth is flat, we honestly need to do something to South Africa's education system.
I leave that up to you. See you guys tonight. Blessings.
I truly hope that I won't see you tonight, because that would be a nightmare.
What a nightmare.
Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video of Flatzoid, where he thinks, again, everybody is lying to him. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and share all my content with your friends and family. A huge shout out to my YouTube members and Patreons for supporting this channel with their finances. And if you want to be part of the team, the links are down in the description. As always, I'm Heinrich, the real nuclear physicist, and I'll see you next time. Flatzoid is back, and he's asking the question if the final experiment was faking it, and if they are ripping you off. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Heinrich, the real nuclear physicist. We are back with another work of art from Flatzoid, where he is asking the question if the final experiment was faked and if they are ripping us off. Head down to the comments now and comment your favorite emoji if you think that Flatzoid is just gonna lie in this video. Let's take it away, Flatzoid.
Hey everyone. Well, some interesting news has come to light.
I have some very interesting news.
Shout out to Eddie Banjo for pointing this out. Why are they needing to fake things if they're really there filming something?
I'm very glad that you find this news interesting.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, that question kind of answers
Excuse
itself.
yourself.
If they had to fake it, they
Good.
probably weren't
Just give me
there.
2 seconds, I'll be back.
If they didn't have to fake it, they probably were. And guess what? They actually went, which means they didn't fake it.
Odd stuff. Anyway, let's see what is going on here.
Very odd stuff. But like I said, the chance of them faking it is almost less than zero.
I'd like to invite
Jonathan Morandi to come on.
Why would you feel the need to alter Will Duffy's voice to
Okay.
sound like a chipmunk? But great idea, let's use that trend.
Have someone grab his camera, and he'll go ahead and come on in and talk.
talk to everybody. So
Whoa, what's
Hello
that?
from the South Pole.
Whatever you wanted, really.
Whoa, what's that?
Me.
This point has already been debunked, and they do show later that he has a green patch on his jacket, and Will Duffy just forgot to remove his chroma key. Let's for instance say that you had a chroma key that was blue. If this gentleman would have stepped into frame and your chroma key was blue, his entire jacket would have seemed like a green screen. In fact, the entire sky would have seemed like a green screen. Now the chroma key is set to green, and now he has a green patch, so whoa, green screen busted. And if this truly was filmed on a green screen, then we would see TFE everywhere. The chroma key doesn't choose which parts it shows as
So where are
green
you
screen and
actually
which
from,
not.
Pretoria or?
So this is a complete invalid claim.
Take this off.
Why would he be having a green screen on in the South Pole, guys?
Like I just said, Will Duffy just forgot to turn off his chroma key from his streaming software. If you go back and look at every video that Will Duffy has posted before this, he's got the TFE in the background. And believe me, he does not have his wall painted to look like
I'm actually
that.
bilingual. 'Cause,
He's sitting in front of a green
my
screen
dad was
to have it
English,
appear
not
behind
so-
him.
The question is, why will they need to use a green screen in Antarctica? So
I
can
have
alter it
just
better?
answered that question. They did not need the green screen in Antarctica. In fact, there was nothing else green if you go
Yeah,
back
they
and
want
have a
me to do
look,
an Afrikaans
nothing is
show, but it's not
green
gonna
there
help them much.
because guess what? It's classified as a desert. So if there's nothing green and you have your chroma key set to green and you just forget to turn it off, you won't realize that it's on
Oh, man.
until the moment something green appears
so-
on camera. Again, if they were to fake this
Yeah,
and the
that's
green
6 minutes, so
screen
it's
was
5 minutes.
on,
Yeah.
then his jacket, the green on
I'll
his
be back now
jacket
then
would
quickly.
not appear like the TFE logo. It would appear like it was part of the background. It would seem that he has a hole in his chest and you could see the back of the mountains through him.
Duffy went live claiming to be midnight when in fact it was 9 p.m. at Union Glacier. Uh-oh. The guys forgot that Brazil is just a few hours behind and we can tell when it's midnight at Union Glacier or not. Uh-oh.
So I'm not sure what time zone Will Duffy is from. I'm not sure if he meant midnight in the time zone he's from or midnight at Union Glacier. Because remember, things like time zones exist.
Fake Flip went live when it was the real midnight at Union Glacier, 3 hours after Duffy claimed to be midnight at Union Glacier.
So when this guy went live 3 hours later at midnight at Union Glacier, was it dark? No, it was not. Why? Because it can't be dark in Antarctica during the summer in the south.
So, everybody, should we be trusting what's going on at TFE?
Well, what happened at TFE is a lot more honest than what's happening on your channel, Flatvoid. In fact, you lie on a
How
daily
do you want to do this
basis.
tonight? You
Because
just
if
wanna-
you truly think that the earth is flat, we honestly need to do something to South Africa's education system.
I leave that up to you. See you guys tonight. Blessings.
I truly hope that I won't see you tonight because that would be a nightmare.
What a nightmare.
Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video of Flatzoid, where he thinks, again, everybody is lying to him. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button, and share all my content with your friends and family.
Okay.
A huge shout out to my YouTube members and Patreons for supporting this channel with their finances. And if you want to be part of the team, the links are down in the description. As always, I'm Heinrich, the real nuclear physicist, and I'll see you next time. Flatwood is back, and he's asking the question if the final experiment was faking it, and if they are ripping you off.
But it always comes to like, I'm wrong, you're right, you're right.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Heinrich, the real nuclear physicist. We are back with another work of art from Flatwood, where he is asking the question if the final experiment was faked, and if they are ripping us off. Head down to the comments now and comment your favorite emoji if you think that Flatwood is just gonna lie in this video. Let's take it away, Flatwood.
Hey everyone. Well, some interesting news has come.
I have some very interesting news.
Shout out to
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Heinrich, the real nuclear physicist. So today I'm gonna do something a bit different. It's something that me personally I don't think I've ever done. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So I'm talking to Flatwood tonight, and it's not a debunk. It's not I'm gonna prove him that he's wrong. It's none of that. It's just gonna be me talking to Flatzoid about flat Earth, about how it got started in South Africa, because me South African and him South African, we grew up with more or less the same high school curriculum. So there really isn't anything that I can understand from the flat Earth movement that hasn't been as prominent in South Africa as it has been in countries like America, UK, and places like that. And yeah, so that's tonight. And sit back. I hope you enjoy this. There's not going to be a yelling or a debating or a debunking or nothing. This is just a conversation with two people on the opposite of an opinion. Um, so let's get into this.
Yo, bros, what's up? Good to see you all. Sorry, I was waiting for Heinrich to finish his intro, but I think he's done now. Good to
Yes.
see everyone. Good to see you too, man.
Okay. Can everyone hear me? Sorry, I just got a comment here that says um, my mic's a bit soft. I just want to fix the. Can everyone hear me now?
Yeah, you sound perfect. Yeah.
Okay, because then it's probably just on the stream. Check. Um, yeah, because I've got two comments that says pump up the volume. Okay, but let's carry on. I'll see if it comes up again. I did adjust my volume now. So yeah, I'm well, thanks. Trust you are too.
Yes. No, it's good. Yeah, guys, tonight we're just gonna have a discussion actually, because he just wants to find out more about me and why I'm a flat earther kind of thing. So I'm obviously gonna also ask him a few questions because I'm also intrigued by his channel name actually. So it's going to be interesting to see what we come up with, and I think we can stand on common ground, and be
Yeah.
civil and just talk.
Yes, yeah, that's the idea. I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but it's actually because of you, Flatswood, that I started my channel because I used to watch Simon Dan videos, and then he did one on you. It was Creaky, one of them did a video about you, and then and they said you're South African. I was like, it doesn't make sense. And then I went and I thought, okay, well, if there's a South African flat earther, there must be a South African um, debunking that flat Earth, and I took that mantle on myself.
Well, I feel honored that you started a channel, because actually there's a lot of people that's made that same declaration. They started their channel specifically because of me. So I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I do take it as an honor, because I think it's good that people do channels.
Yeah,
Because people have their own voice and they have their own kind of things that they're inspired by. And if I'm an inspiration for that, even if it's negative, so be it.
yeah, yeah. So my actual first thing that I want to know is from a South African point of view, like I mentioned earlier, um, as a South African or somebody in the Southern Hemisphere, it's difficult to understand the entire flat Earth thing because most of the flat earthers are from America, and then they all have this like when they stand up against the man, NASA is trying to lie to you, the government's trying to lie to you, and I think me and you can both agree that I don't think our government's capable of that. Um, so
I think they're too dumb.
yeah,
I think they're just too dumb.
so I don't think our government's capable of lying to us. So where does your passion, if I can call it that, for flat Earth comes from?
Well, it was specifically based on perspective and the way things I observe reality. Speaking of the government, yes, I do think they're really dumb, but yeah, they're still dumb enough to lie to us. Uh, but when it comes to how I got into it, it was actually weird, because I didn't really think of flat Earth until it just popped up one day, and then I started looking at it. And I didn't really take notice of it that much, and I went on holiday to Durban actually, um, and just looked at the sea, and it was some things I saw, and I was like, hang on, I can explain some of this using perspective. And then from there, I just started looking more into the flat Earth, and bam, I decided, okay, yeah, no, something is not right, and yeah, now I'm a flat earther.
Okay, so
I never really wanted to be labeled a flat earther,
yeah.
though, just to let you know.
Okay, but that label has now come with the job. So yeah, as a flat earther, so if you find offense to the term, I'll call you something else if you'd like.
No, I'm happy these days with it.
Yeah. So as a flat earther, um,
do you feel inclined? I'm going to call it a conspiracy theory. Do you feel inclined to believing other conspiracy theories? Now, I do understand that as a flat earther, you do not believe that anybody's been to the moon or planets or anything like that. But any other conspiracies like Bigfoot is real or 9/11 was an inside job, or is Flatoid just Flatoid? So there's no other conspiracies in
No,
there.
look, the reason I made my name Flatzoid actually was to take a joke on the geoid. That's why
Okay,
it's called Flatzoid. So it's like flattening out the geoid. But I wouldn't say I'm really conspiracy minded on everything. Obviously, when I was still a Glober, I did not believe the moon landings because
okay,
I just there's just too much anomalies that made me think, no, it can't be that. I'm not really into conspiracies that much, although 9/11 definitely is an inside job if I look at, documentations and stuff, but it's not something I concentrate on.
I
You know what I
understand.
mean? I'm not really into conspiracies that much. And I wouldn't label Flat Earth as a conspiracy
Yeah,
either.
so technic on my side of the table, it's a conspiracy, but like I said, I'm not here to debunk you at this stage. We'll do
Mm.
a debate sometime in the future. um,
That'd be great, actually.
yeah. So again, so with the moon landing, even when you were a Glober, you thought the moon landing was fake, but with the Artemis program and stuff like that, so you still believe that they are going to fake it to show people on the moon, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they have their ways to keep the lie going. Um, if you think about how they just transitioned from the actual space race to the moon landing
Yeah.
to what we have today, it's just progress to keeping people on the line, making new technologies that seem to work less and less. You know what I mean? It's adapting, but it's adapting in the wrong way. So yeah, when I was a globe, I still believed space existed.
Yeah.
So I believed people could have still gone to space. They just couldn't go to the moon. But since I got into flat Earth, I understood a bit more that it would be a natural violation, so they can't actually go to space. There's definitely some things up there we don't understand, but what it is not what we've been told.
Okay. So then things like other planets, so like Saturn and whose rings you can clearly see if you look at it, and
Mhm.
Jupiter with the big red spot you can actually see when you look at it. And as they rotate throughout the years, they appear spherical, because only one thing that rotates can remain the same shape as if it's a sphere. Um, so with your idea of what could be out there and the firmament and stuff like that, what do you think, or what's the possibilities of what things like that might be?
Well, I've even looked through telescope and seen
Yeah.
Jupiter and things. I've seen the rings. So yes, there's definitely things like planets. I wouldn't call them planets though because of my belief. I'd call them wandering stars.
So not like
Um,
terrestrial planets like we experience
yeah,
Earth.
I wouldn't think they are habitable. I just think they're more kind of sort of like I said, a type of star, a wandering star. They keep to their cyclical patterns, and some of them do appear spherical, but that doesn't literally make them spherical. It could just be an optical illusion as well. Um, but yeah, it's to me, it's not terraformer.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah, well, in cases for Jupiter and Saturn, they aren't the rest like terraformer. They are gas giants in any case, so they aren't habitable. So yeah, you said you've got a question regarding my name since I mentioned your name.
Yeah. Your name's very intriguing. So I just want to have are you studying or have you
So
studied or
I
anything?
studied, so my bachelor's degree was in radiation sciences, so it's a Bachelor of Physics in Radiation Sciences. And then I did an honors degree in medical physics, and I did some radiation protection short courses and stuff like that. So I'm fully trained in anything to do with radiation. So that's where the nuclear physicist term comes from. And yeah, but since I've finished studying, I've pursued some different paths as careers, and because if I want to go and actually do the job that I studied for, I have to work for the government for 2 years, and I wasn't prepared to do that. So yeah, I pursued some private institutions that I worked for the past 2 years, I think. If I yeah, so yeah, that's me, and that's where
So
the
so
name
what
came from. Yeah.
so what is the line you were looking at? Was it radiology or?
So it's medical physics. So it's kind of like radiology, but it's everything. It's only with radiation. So it's cancer radiation, X-rays. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
anything. So it's dosimetry, calibrating machines, making sure that the cancer patients get the right dose, that correct places get the doses, and stuff like that.
Oh, that's quite
Yeah.
interesting.
So
Yeah, yeah, because I was very, at least then you know about decay and all that stuff, so that's a good thing.
yeah. So yeah, I'm well versed in anything to do with radiation. So even with radiometric dating and stuff like that, I've physically calculated in a lab with experiment the half-life of isotopes
Yeah.
and
So do you think South Africa should go nuclear?
so I really think they should do something to Kuiper, because that's a problem, a very big problem. And since we do have Namibia right here with uranium mines and stuff, it's a better option than coal. Yeah,
Definitely.
it's
And it's costing us a lot more.
yeah, yeah. So with load shedding
Uh,
back and yeah, it's anything's better at this stage.
yeah. Is it possible that maybe you can move your mic a bit away from your mouth there? It's giving a lot of
Sorry,
feedback when you
better.
breathe. It's a bit better.
Okay.
It's softer, but I can see if
I
I can put you
lost
louder.
my
Yeah.
I lost my
There we go.
sponge that goes over this, or should I say my cat lost it?
That's a bit better. You sound fine though. I'll put you louder, yeah, but I don't know how loud it is
Yeah.
for
So yeah,
everybody.
we'll see now with the on
Oh,
the
that's
chat
better.
if any
That's
better.
better.
Yeah. So
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
that's me. So my so I've been through your channel up and down, and I see you also do a lot on religion. So I've seen a few
Yes.
videos on religion. And do you then subscribe to the biblical flat Earth? I'm guessing with
Yes, I
Christ
that's what I said. I'm more biblical
on the
cause
edge and looking over. So I've never seen you referencing an actual flat Earth map that I'm aware of. So
yeah,
I
I
haven't been through through all of your videos, but I haven't seen a map that you
Mhm.
actually reference. So is there a flat Earth map that you specifically subscribe to, or is there?
Not really, because like I say, to me, all maps are flat. So even the Mercator, to some stage, is accurate to a certain
Yeah.
degree. I mean, every map has a distortion. So I am on the thing where I take a map for a certain function. So I don't ascribe to a single map. Like even the Gleason's has a function to what it does, but it's not a map I ascribe to, because to me that's just a reification fallacy. Because people take things like maps, or like you guys, the globe Earth model or whatever, and you think it's real. So you reify that model into reality. And to me, I don't do that. I understand there's things that are accurate in certain aspects and there's things that aren't. So I don't ascribe to any actually.
I understand, yeah, because my next question would then have been if you were to the standard flat Earth map that I think is David Weiss's app with the clock and the
Yeah,
so
he uses the Gleason.
yeah, so the normal round flat Earth map, because I know in the Bible it says God sent angels to the four corners of the earth, so that already breaks the biblical flat Earth map if you
Well,
subscribe
the
to the
four
round one.
corners. Yeah, but what it was saying, the four corners is just based on cardinal directions. So it's just north, east, south, and west. That's all.
Okay, but where is south then? You understand, or where is
Away from
east?
north.
Yeah, you understand, or where is east and where is west? So it comes back to the on the Gleason's map. You can't so away from north, so everywhere is south.
Yeah, because yeah, because the Gleasons has the North Pole as the center,
Yeah,
the north, and then outwards is south. So yeah, that's what the Gleason's map is. But like I said, that is a sundial
yeah,
map. So it's specifically working out how the sun is in location to a certain time. It's for the day. So it moves around east to west just like we observe, and it has further and closer times with the seasons. But there are definitely flaws in that map, I would say, because issue I have a lot of the time when people try and use that map and strawman distances, or they take now because the southern hemisphere is spread out, they try and use I got yous with that. But in the meantime, that's not what that's about. That maps distortion has got nothing to do with distortion of continents or distances. It's specifically about the position of the sun moving around in a circuit. Which, by the way, if you had to wrap that around a globe, it gives exactly the same path.
Yeah, so the thing is with the globe, it's just not as close as it would be on the um, Gleason's map, if you understand. So with us, the sun is 8 light minutes away. And that's where only half of the sphere gets illuminated, and that's where the seasons come from because of the axial tilt, stuff like that. So I did a video on who's the guy that did the Marty Leeds, I think. No, it's Fittest Flat Earth. So I did a video on Fittest Flat Earth where he made the claim that the sun in winter in the northern hemisphere, so summer here with us, moves faster across the sky. That's why the days are shorter. But now the problem is we over here experience longer days. So if the sun were moving faster across the sky, we would definitely be moving faster um,
Yeah, I
for
wouldn't.
us as well.
I
So
wouldn't. I would say we only observe 15 degrees an hour. That's all we observe. We don't observe it moving faster or slower. But the sun is just in an apparent position. So I don't agree that the sun is 93 million miles away, or 8 light seconds, as you say.
light minutes.
I do believe it's more local. Yeah, I do believe it's more local. And I don't think we see the actual sun. I would say it's more of a projection, maybe.
So projection of the sun onto the firmament, I guess.
Yeah, and that's why I think sometimes you get the people that's observed two suns, or they've observed an anomaly that anomaly that it's either somewhere further south or north compared to what they say. Because I mean, even when I went and I did my sun observation in December now, I can tell you the sun does rise southeast, and it does set southwest. But that does explain with the summer because the in the summer the sun is further out on um, on the outer edges, you would say, because it's closer to the Earth. Because that's why when it's Antarctic daylight all the time, in
Yeah.
the solstice in the north, it's dark that time, and when it's light in the north, it's dark in the south. Now you guys are attributing that to the tilt, obviously, the wobble, where we just understand it's just the sun moving up and down and it's different circular paths, just like the Bible says.
Yeah, but so with not ascribing to any specific map, it's difficult for you to actually pinpoint exactly what the sun would do over the map that's not there. So my next question is, why is there so much discourse, if I can put it like that, between flat earthers? So it's like none of you can agree on anything except that you think the
Well,
Earth is flat.
let's put it this way. A lot. The problem with flat Earth is you get a lot of plants and shells in there, so they come here and they kind of infiltrate the community. You kind of say so. It's to make stupid things, but when it comes to the disagreements, there will be disagreements because we see it as we're thinking for ourselves. You understand? We're thinking logically, we are thinking critically, and we don't just accept anything everybody says. Unlike the Globers, unfortunately, you guys have to agree on your specific belief on how it's presented to you, because if you don't, it doesn't make sense because you guys have specific claims. We don't really have claims, so we can have disagreements. That's why we get these idiots like Rising Earth and all this nonsense. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Never
we do
heard of
have our
Rising
different
Earth.
agreements.
I'll have to go and have a look. I have to write that name for myself down.
Go look at, yeah, go to Dell. You know
Oh,
that,
Dell, yeah. I know him,
yeah,
yes, okay.
beyond the imaginary curve.
Yes.
Yeah, he believes the Earth is having a constant acceleration or something.
Yeah, it's to ascribe the 9.8 meters per second squared downwards. Okay. Yeah, well, at least
Yeah.
that solves the problem with the 9.8 meters per second squared downwards.
Not actually, because if you know, like you say, you know the physics of it. If you have a disk, as he puts it, which is flat Earth society, if you have that, you will have differences of that 9.8 based on a centrifugal force. I mean, it's a flat disk.
Yeah, but if it's
If you take a swing ball, if you take a swing ball, you change the tennis ball to a plate, like he says, you'll have big issues
I,
because it's not going to give the
I
same.
think I misunderstood the point with the acceleration. I thought it's just constantly accelerating in one direction upwards. So
No, he says it's like
okay, I understand. So I thought you meant like just accelerating constantly forever, like into infinity.
you have some of them that do
So
believe it's
yeah,
constantly
so
accelerating
that
up,
that
but I
problem
mean,
would give us again by a few years, the Earth would be faster than the speed of light, and then
it will be in faster than speed of light by
yeah,
years. And what are they accelerating into? And if you think about it, also it violates the first law of thermodynamics. I mean, where are they getting that energy, and how is it perpetually going on and on without actually slowing down or transferring that energy anywhere else? So it's to me, it's a nonsensical thing.
yeah. So last question that I really have that I want to ask you is, if there was evidence presented to you, what evidence would it be to make you believe the globe again? Because, like you said, you were a glober, so there was a stage where you came from Globe Earth, and then you got um, went, you said, to Durban and just
Yeah. I
started
would,
thinking about stuff. So what would need to happen to reverse that? If you'd want to
I
answer,
think
it's up to you. Yeah.
no. I'm more than happy to be open. I would say it's three main things though, but my main one would be a demonstration of gas pressure containment, and then it'd be measured Earth curve, and then observation of Earth being able to rotate.
Okay. So the only thing with the gas pressure is, remember, the atmosphere's atmospheric pressure. It's not gas pressure, and it decreases as you go in elevation. So at Mount Everest top, you need gas masks, oxygen masks, 'cause the air gets too thin because the pressure is lower. So that's why water also boils at like 32 degrees Celsius up there. Whereas pressure
Yeah, the
down,
pressure's lower,
yeah. So in a
but
in a sealed
the
container,
problem
the
is
pressure is constant.
But the problem is the atmospheric pressure, as you're saying, is still gas. It's still a gas pressure. Dalton's law is just the conglomeration of the different gases, which they call atmospheric pressure. But the point is, it's still gas. It still requires containment, and how I see it, it's already contained. So the impossibility is to how would you demonstrate you can have gas pressure without containment?
Yeah. Okay,
That
I
to me is
understand.
my biggest.
And then you said the other one was measurable Earth curve, and the third
Mm-hmm.
one was
Observable Earth rotation.
observable rotation. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have from me. If you have questions, feel free to ask them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say anybody in chat as well. If you have any
Yeah.
questions for Heinrich, this is your chance. And Heinrich, I have to say, dude, I think we can actually get along. I do think you're a great guy. I've got
Yeah.
nothing against you.
Like I said, is just because we've got different viewpoints. It's, yeah.
Definitely. But I actually want to ask, what actually got you into radiology, though? What did you?
So, yo, it's actually been a journey. So I started studying genetics and microbiology, and then in first year BSc you do a little bit of everything. So I had physics as a subject, and from there I got into study medicine, but I wanted to continue physics major along with medicine major, and they said I wasn't allowed to do it. So then I went and I said, okay, it's fine, I'll study medicine. And like 2 weeks after, they came and says, look, if you do a physics major, you can do medical physics, and it's technically medicine and physics. And then I was like, great, let's do it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the journey I've been on to get where I am.
It's weird because even me, I like studied mostly for graphic design and jewelry, and I did graphic design for like 10 years, and then I ended up doing panel beating and now I'm spray painting. But it's really odd because now I'm busy looking to transition into working with hydraulics and pumps and stuff. So it's like you study for something and it's just not what you get into.
Yeah,
It's
so
weird.
I think the only people that I know of that do what they studied is people that study medicine, law, and CA, and maybe architects as well. But most of the other people that I know of, they go study and they go and work for, or they do their own thing, or they work for another company, or they go work for their parents' company, or
Yeah. I got one question from you for
yes.
someone already. He says, Heinrich, are you able to demonstrate gas pressure without containment?
So on Earth, no. So the problem is gas pressure without containment because we are on Earth with gravity acting as the container. So gravity, all gases have mass. We can agree on that, right?
Yeah. Mass is a thing.
Yeah, so mass is a thing. So mass attracting mass, you don't ascribe to that, but it's also a thing, and it's been proved with balls in an isolated room. So mass attracting mass is a thing. So the attraction force of Earth of Earth on the gases is greater than that of the gases escaping. So the vacuum of space isn't a vacuum like sucking a vacuum. The vacuum of space just means without any particles in it. So now the upper layer of the atmosphere, which is the thinnest part of the atmosphere, does lose particles into the vacuum of space. It does happen. So it is contained, but with this we do lose particles into space. And there have been hydrogen particles detected past the moon. So it is something that, so even our
Yeah,
atmosphere, gravity acts as the container.
they claimed that, yeah, a few years ago, they claimed they found that the moon is in Earth's atmosphere. So,
Yeah, so
um,
the idea with that is they found some hydrogen particle or helium particles. I can't remember which one it is, past the atmosphere, past the distance that the moon is from us.
hydrogen, yeah.
Yes.
But, but yeah, obviously, I don't agree with you on the gravity part.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're not here to debate,
Yes.
guys,
Yeah.
not tonight. We'll have a debate probably on this sometime. Because I don't agree with what he says, just like he doesn't agree with us. So, but the simple answer is no, he can't demonstrate it because we're already in the contained system.
Yeah. So we are in Earth, so we do want to get to the equilibrium, and now you would probably think that so why don't the gases escape into the vacuum of space to form this another equilibrium? That's just because gravity is stronger than the gases trying to escape, if I can put it like that.
Yeah. Do you have any questions from your side
Um,
or on your comments?
um, none that
I was just
are.
say into the break. Yeah, mass is a thing because it just describes substance. That's all. That's why
Yeah,
mass
just
is a
just
thing.
how much matter is in a. Yeah.
Yeah. Although,
Um.
yeah, I don't agree with Cavendish. Ooh, thank you. I will read all the super chats out just now when we are done. Yeah,
Um.
but thank you
Yeah.
guys. You
So
hit the
none
like.
of them, none of the questions will not spark a debate. So I'll just do one. So how do you explain the differences in air pressure on a flat Earth? But I think I already know the answer, or what you will give as the answer. But go ahead. But yeah.
Yeah, that's I've explained it many times. It's because we live in a dynamic closed system, and because most of the gases are at the ground level, which are denser too, they are fighting in all directions and having collisions until they finally do disperse into the more available space, you could say. So, yeah, it's just practically temperature, volume, and pressure play a role in why we have pressure gradients.
Yeah, no, I understand that. So one thing that I would ask is um, to, if you ever get a chance or to demonstrate, is to demonstrate in a closed, like a contained gas with different gases, to show that there is different pressures at different heights in that container.
Well, I don't know if you know someone a few years ago actually did that demonstration. They took a gas bottle and they welded barometers on both sides, and they stuck it in an ice bucket, and they heated the one side up, and it showed a difference in temperatures in that one
Yeah, no,
container.
but what I don't, not with temperatures, because temperatures.
You want different gases.
Different gases.
Look, obviously to do that,
pressurized, yeah.
you can actually observe that today. If you have a large enough container with a right amount of gases, and you just leave it and settle, you would be able to get that. But you're going to need a large enough container to get that kind of reading. So yeah, it's possible. I just want to say, someone what's a good question? Who says, "Are you able to explain the lunar waves that have been recorded on video?" You know, I don't know if you've seen it when they show
I've got no
when they
idea.
observe the moon. It looks almost like wave ripples.
If you have it ready, because I know
Let
I
me
haven't
see.
seen it. But I'm not an astrophysicist, so I probably won't have the answer. But I can find out what the answer is.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here's one. Here's one. It almost looked like you know, like waves in front of the moon. See that
Oh,
wave
there,
going
yeah.
across. There we go. And people observe this all the time. Really odd.
Yeah, if I would guess now, probably either something to do with the atmosphere, or because I see that is filmed at, I think, 200 frames. It might be something to do with the shutter of the camera, but yeah, like I said, I'm not either astrophysicist or meteorologist or anything to do with the atmosphere and space really, but I've got the basic understanding of physics.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's like you haven't really been presented with before,
Yeah,
and I don't think you really make a claim on it. So what would convince you that that the Earth's flat?
So firstly, getting to the firmament. So let's ignore the fact that you think that there is like the Antarctic Treaty, like Eric Dubay says, forbids anyone to go to Antarctica and stuff like that. That would be one. Or just high enough so that you can see from the one side to the other side of the Earth. Because if it's truly flat, then there has to be a point that you can see from one side to the other.
No, I don't agree with that. Like I said, we don't want to make this into debate, but
Yeah, so,
I
but
think
yeah,
when we do
that's
have a debate
basically.
thing, then we can talk about that. But yeah, just to give you a rundown, because we see through the atmosphere and we have limitations of things, that's why you wouldn't see, even if it's a perfectly flat surface for 100 miles, you wouldn't see, for instance. So, but yeah, I think when we do have a debate, we'll bring stuff like that out.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah. So yeah, I don't think there's really anything. Yeah, an image of Earth from space, but since space for you is technically outside of the firmament, then that would not exist unless there's a way through the firmament that we are not aware of.
well, you see, no, in the Bible, the stars and the moon and everything and the warning stars are inside the firmament, so that's part of space, you could say, inside. So it's in the same biosphere.
Yes, but yeah,
Firmament.
you understand. So an image that shows landmarks. Well, it doesn't have to be from one side of the Earth to the other. Just landmarks that are on the opposite of the sphere on the same side. You understand? Because
Okay.
that's definitive. Then there's nothing, because there is no amount of refraction that would get this side and this side of the sphere next to each other. Understand?
Yeah. You see, because that's what also bothers me so much, because you guys claim an antipodal. You have to literally believe someone is standing antipodal to you right now. Which
My
is
antipode is in the middle of the ocean, so I don't think there's some.
yeah, but I understand. But you got to believe that, and that to me is very unobservable as well. So that's just one thing that's also kind of tickles me.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot. The globe's based on a lot of assumptions that isn't observable, and I think that's one thing that's supposed to push me to become a flat earther, because I don't see
Sorry.
anything other than the globe just based on faith.
Okay. Then my last thing is, 'cause I forgot I wanted to ask this. So you do not believe that any pictures from NASA are real? It's either CGI or photoshopped or stitched together and stuff like that. Now with amateur astrologists and amateur astrophotographers and stuff like that, where they take pictures of the moon and you can actually see the moon and the craters on the moon and see how the sun lights up some of the craters and don't light up the middle and stuff like that. Do you have an explanation for that, or is that something that you haven't really looked at
No,
or thought about? Or
no, because like I said, I don't really know what the moon is, other than just know it's a lesser light, as the Bible says. I don't think the moon is a physical thing, though. But um, it does look like, appear to have shadows with craters. No one's denying that. I think. I just don't think it's a physical substance, terraformer, as I said,
yeah,
to be able to have people walking there. Um, but yeah, it's definitely, the moon's an awesome thing to observe, though.
yeah,
I'm not doubting. It's very beautiful.
yeah. And looking forward
Um,
to maybe seeing a bit of a blood moon next month.
mm,
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, I'm happy I got my camera. So I'm also about. I just got to get a tripod for it so I can.
can track the moon
So you
along.
can. Yeah. So it's a bit difficult at the moment because you need it to sit still and have long exposure. Someone asking me if he believes that the government lies to their citizens.
So I don't think that the government tells everyone everything that they are currently busy with. Because I think if you know half of the stuff the government has to deal with, especially in places like America, so some of the like superpowers in the world, if you have to know what the government deals with on a daily basis, you would go out of your mind, either in fear and panic, or just 100% disbelief, because you can't think that you can't conceive about what a government has to go through every day. So I don't think they share everything, but I don't think they would lie about stuff like flat Earth versus globe Earth. I'm not sure what else the Americans
Well,
believe their government lies about, um, but definitely ours. I don't think there's a lot that they lie about. Maybe just where the funds go. That's definitely something they lie about.
especially South Africa,
Yeah,
just to let you know.
definitely.
um,
So yeah, so I don't think that there's big lies and that they deliberately keep from us, unless it's related
well,
to like terrorists and stuff like that, like the
well,
9/11 saga. And
well, you can look at it this way. What do you think will happen if it had to come out that the governments were lying to everybody about the shape of the Earth? I mean, do you think there'll be
yeah,
chaos?
chaos and riots in the street.
So would that be a good reason that they would keep the lie going
um,
because they don't want
the
chaos?
thing is, the shape of the earth has been thought of as a globe long before most governments were like established. So I don't think it's something the governments really worry about.
But yeah, that's quite
Yeah,
cool. I thought we can have more questions.
yeah. I think since it's not
Um,
a set debate, there aren't as much
that's just the chat,
reasonable questions. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, if you ever want to have a debate and whatever, just yeah, let me know. If you just want to have a chat again, it's
Yeah.
also definitely, like I said, we definitely. I'm not gonna be hostile towards you at all. I think you're a great guy, and I'll also promote your channel to people. So guys, do
Thanks.
go
Yeah.
and subscribe to Real Nuclear Physicist. He is over 1,000 subscribers now, so congratulations,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks.
The
That's
first
happened
1,000,
just before New Year's.
the first 1,000 is always the hardest.
Oh, no, it feels like the second thousand's the hardest.
No, it gets a bit quicker. At least I'm like 5 away from 8K, 5K now, so I'm getting
Yeah,
there.
almost. Yeah. So anybody in my chat as well, if you want to see the other side of the globe Earth versus flat Earth saga, go subscribe to Flatsword. Like I said, he's 5 away, so maybe you can be the 5 that gets him to 5K.
And also let you know, there's 2 other people that's recently come to me at work that's told me, "Do you know the Earth's flat?" Just to let you know.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't had that in Bloom at all. I think it's to do with most of the people that I know in Bloom is physicists and astrophysicists and work at Poynton Observatory and at the planetarium on Naval Hill and stuff like that. So most of the people that I know are full-on physicists.
I love the planetarium, by the way.
Yeah,
Um, I think it's very interesting how it works, the physics behind how they have to set up a planetarium to work.
yeah, and the planetarium here also does like shows. We went to watch Koos Kombuis in like a very
Oh,
like intimate in the planetarium about I think November last year. Yeah,
that's quite cool.
yeah. So they
Yeah,
do.
Bloom's a bit far for me, so
Yeah, yeah. No, well, Thomas is up there, so it's you can walk to Harare. So it's
yeah, my friend's farm is literally on the border of Botswana. I can
yeah.
literally climb over to Botswana if I want to.
Yeah, so yeah, it's different worlds, and you've got all the green, like the valleys and all the forests.
Yeah, I'm in between mountains. It's
Yeah,
really nice.
so yeah, it's flat, nothing.
I agree.
Yeah, but thanks.
But it was great. I appreciate you coming on, man, giving me the time.
Yeah, it's always
I
fun
want to
to
say
talk. Yeah, like you said, if you wanna do a debate, we can schedule something. Any topic. It doesn't have to
anything, yeah.
be flat Earth versus globe Earth. But yeah, thanks, and yeah, thanks for having me.
And you too, man. I appreciate everything, and yeah.
Thanks.
Till next time.
Till next time. Bye.
Blessings, man. Cheers. Bye.
Okay, so I'm not sure if how any of you have experienced this chat with Flatzoid. So I do. I don't think he's a bad guy. Like I said, and I'm always in good faith if I ever talk to anyone about anything. Always hear your point out. Doesn't mean I believe your point. I'll definitely look into doing a debate if he is willing to, and I'll have terms like I had terms today that it should be civil and stuff like that, and I'm glad we could keep to it, and I'm glad that all of you joined. So yeah, um, if we do a debate with Flatsword, I will definitely have it up on the channel for everyone to see. I will do um, yeah, I'll see what we can get out of that. And then just as a last, before we finish the night, so I did tease on my posts that I might get a tattoo for 1,000 subscribers, and the deed has been done. I will post a photo. I'm not sure if you can see there, but the deed has been done. I will post a photo on the feed, and then you can see what it actually looks like and what the idea was behind it, how it transformed, and yes. But thanks again to each and every one of you who has become part of this 1,000 subscribers, and yeah, share my content with everyone, help